Hello students, here we are going to solve this question. Question asked is if the vapor pressure of the methanol, ethanol at 298 Kelvin is 40 mm of mercury. This is the unit of the pressure, very small amount of the pressure. This unit is used to express a very small amount of the pressure. Its mole fraction in a solution with methanol is zero point 0.8. What will be its vapor pressure in the solution? So vapor pressure means, let's say, a partial pressure, that is what is asked. So partial pressure in the solution, we know that, let's say a is my ethanol. Okay, a is the ethanol, C2H5. So partial pressure of a is directly proportional to the mole fraction of a, right? So to remove this proportionality signs, so according to the Raoult's law, we can write this to be is equal to P naught A and the chi A. Now, what is P naught A? P naught A is the pure vapor pressure. Pure vapor pressure. Vapor pressure. In this case, it is of ethanol, C2H5OH. So this will be is equal to P naught A. It is given if the vapor pressure of C2H5OH ethanol is given. It is given directly. It is 40, right? Multiplied by what is the mole fraction of the its mole fraction in the solution with this is zero point 0.8. Okay, means a mole fraction of this is, so chi a, mole fraction of ethanol, mole fraction of ethanol, that is C2H5OH. So that is equal to how much? uh, it is equal to zero point 0.8. And if you solve this further, then how much will be the answer? Answer is going to come to be 32 mm of mercury. This will be the partial pressure. Okay. So what will be its vapor pressure in the solution? Vapor pressure in the solution means we are calculating the partial vapor pressure. Okay, here is the next question. A vapor pressure of water at 298 Kelvin is 17.535 mm of mercury. Calculate vapor pressure of water at 298 Kelvin when 25 gram of glucose is dissolved in 25 gram of glucose is dissolved in 450 gram of water. Okay, here there is in 450 gram of water. So the thing is very simple. Let's consider this is the beaker. Okay, this is the beaker, and there is water is there. Okay, there is water in this beaker. Now this is very pure. Okay, it will have some vapor pressure. It will have some vapor pressure. Let's consider that to be P naught A. This is the vapor pressure. When to this beaker, okay, to this beaker, I add some glucose. Okay, same beaker. I'm showing a state one. This is the state one, very pure, and this is state two. When I add a glucose to it, means some impurity is there. Some amount of the glucose I am adding over here. So I'll show this with some other color. Let's say this is the glucose which I am adding to it now. Okay, now this is a solution of the glucose. Now this solution will have a vapor pressure called as PA. Now this PA is a partial. This is now this solution means the vapor pressure of water will be PA, means this is called as partial vapor pressure. Partial vapor pressure. And P naught A is the pure vapor pressure. It is pure vapor pressure. And the thing is that always P naught A, that is pure vapor pressure is always more than a partial vapor pressure. Now this question is about the relative lowering of the vapor pressure, how vapor pressure decreases when non-volatile solute is added. Now which is the non-volatile solute over here? Glucose is the non-volatile solute which is added to this solvent. So relative lowering of the vapor pressure, relative lowering of vapor pressure, it is given as delta PA by P naught A. Now, what is this delta? Delta is a difference between the vapor pressure. Means we will always take this to be is equal to delta. I will write, okay, which is equal to delta will be higher. That is P naught A will be the pure vapor pressure that will be higher minus partial vapor pressure of the A divided by P naught A. Now, from the Raoult's law, if I continue this from the Raoult's law, we can write PA is equal to P naught A. PA is equal to P naught A into mole fraction of A, means partial pressure of A is directly proportional to the mole fraction of A. So here I'll substitute this value, that is P naught A minus P naught A x A. So I'll write it here. I will equate it over here only on the top. So I'm writing P naught A minus P naught A x A divided by P naught A. This is what I'm writing. So I'm considering these two equations. I'm considering these two equations. Therefore, relative lowering, that is P naught A minus PA by P naught A. This whole term is called as relative lowering of the vapor pressure, numerator upon the denominator. This is called as relative lowering of the vapor pressure, which is equal to, from here I will take, what we can take common is P naught A. So P naught A I am taking common and I am writing 1 minus mole fraction of A divided by P naught A. So I'm just telling the steps so that the formula will become flexible for you to use. Otherwise, you can directly remember the final formula. Um, that is also possible. So relative lowering, that is P naught A minus PA divided by P naught A will be is equal to, what will happen? P naught A and P naught A will get cancelled. And what is remaining? 1 minus XA, right? We know that mole fraction of A plus, let's say there is a mole fraction of the other component. Let's say other component, the glucose is B, okay, which is sum of mole fraction of two component is always is equal to 1. So what I can write is 1 minus, if I take this XA over here, from this equation I can write 1 minus XA is equal to mole fraction of B. If I take this XA over here, so it will be mole fraction of B. So here this is equal to mole fraction of B. So this is the formula which I want. This is the formula which you can remember. Means relative lowering of the vapor pressure is equal to the mole fraction of the solute. More is the more is the mole fraction of the solute, means if I add more glucose, more amount of the glucose, there will be more relative lowering. So I'll take this to the next slide and we can find, we can substitute the things here. So what are the things which we are having? I am having P naught A, right? Sorry, I made a mistake here. Yes. No. So here P naught A we are having, is it given? The vapor pressure of water at 298 Kelvin. Yes. P naught A is given to be 17.5 535, 535, right? Partial pressure, right? That is what we need to find. PA, that is what we need to find over here, right? Calculate the vapor pressure of water at 298 Kelvin when 25 gram of glucose is added. That is what the partial pressure, right? Do we have the mole fraction of the B? No, we will have to find the mole fraction of the B. Now, in this case, there are two components, that is water plus glucose. I will consider this to be A and this I'll consider to be B. So for mole fraction of B, I want to know the number of moles of both the components. Number of moles of B means that is of the glucose. This is taken to be how much? 25 grams. So 25, that is weight taken upon its molar mass. Molar mass of the glucose is, if I take, what is the formula? C6 H12O6, this is the formula. So it will be 6 into 12 plus 12 into 1 plus 6 into 16. So this is 72, 12 plus 64. How much it comes to? 64 plus 12 plus 72, right? This is here it is 96, 16 into 6 is 96, and this comes to 180 grams per mole. So this is 180, 25 divided by 180. How much it comes to? 25 divided by 180. So the number of moles, it is 0.13, or we can write 138 it is, so 0.14. So number of moles of water, that is A, it is how much it is? It is the weight taken over here of the water is 450 gram, right? So it is 450 divided by 18. So 450 divided by 18. This is equal to 25. So what will be the mole fraction of the B? Mole fraction of the B is equal to number of moles of B upon total number of the moles, that is Na plus Nb, which is equal to here 0.14 upon 0.14 plus 25. So 0.14 divided by 25.14, right? So 0.14 divided by 25.14. Answer of the mole fraction is coming to be 0.0056. 0.0056, this is what the mole fractions answer is. So we know this, that is 17.535 minus PA, this is what we don't know, divided by 17.535, which is equal to mole fraction of the B is coming to be 0.0056. So therefore PA 17.535 minus PA will be is equal to 0.0056 multiplied by 17.535, right? Multiplied by 17.535. Yes, this answer is 0.098. So PA is equal to, if I rearrange this, it will be 17.535 minus 0.098, right? Minus 17.535. Answer is coming to be 17.43, or I can write 17.44 mm of mercury. This is what the partial pressure of the water is coming. So this is what the PA. So you can see that what you can understand from this example, when it water was pure, the vapor pressure was 17.535. When you added a small amount of the sugar, that is 25 gram of sugar in 450 gram of water, then this was pure. The partial vapor pressure changed from 17.535 to, it is lower, no, 17.44 mm of mercury. So by this fraction, this is higher and this is lower, of mercury. Okay, here is the next question. What it says is that 18 gram of glucose, say 6H12O6, is dissolved in 1 kg of water in a saucepan. At what temperature will this solution boil? Means this question is regarding the elevation in the boiling point. Means if there is a, if let's say this is the beaker. I am showing you this beaker, and let's say this is the water in it. This is the water which is being filled into this beaker. Now it will have its boiling point. What is the boiling point of the water? We know that it is 100 degrees Celsius. But this is a state 1, I am saying. This is the state 1 where water is pure. Now what I do, now I add some non-volatile solute. Now non-volatile solute over here is the glucose. Okay, and I am taking it to this. This is the state 2. State 2, where the boiling point, this is the boiling point of water, which is equal to 100 degrees Celsius. So boiling point will be greater than 100 degrees Celsius. For this, when I will be adding a non-volatile solute like a glucose, I am adding non-volatile solute to this, and am now here the boiling point of the solution will be raised. Okay, so here if I show you this image, yeah, this graph which shows that delta TB, this is the solvent. Now this was the solvent, and this is what, when I added a glucose to this, it is solvent plus solute, means I will call this to be a solution, right? This is a solution because solution is equal to solute plus solvent. So this is the boiling point. Boiling point is the temperature at which vapor pressure becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure. This is that T naught B, means T naught means pure boiling point of the solvent. Now this is the higher boiling point. From here, if it is zero, here it is increasing. No, this side it is increasing. So TB is the higher value of the boiling point. So what we can say is that here a delta TB, delta TB is directly proportional to the molality. Means if you add, if you add more glucose to this, the molality of this solution will be more, right? That is what it is. So delta TB is given to be is equal to Kb into molality. Now what is molality? Molality is equal to number of moles of solute. Let's say solute is my capital B upon weight of solvent in kg. This is what we write. Uh, this is a general explanation. Like if you are taking this, like sometimes the weight are given in grams. So if you're writing like thousand, like 700 gram, you are writing the 700 gram, then you should multiply it by 1000 to make it in kg. So here this will be, I'm writing this formula kb 1 by wa. The number of moles of solute is uh, weight of the solute divided by molar mass of the solute and into 1000. Means my final formula, the difference in the delta TB is equal to KB multiplied by WB multiplied by 1000 divided by WA into MB. First, we need to find the delta TB. First, what is this? Delta TB is equal to TB minus T naught B. Means if I refer to this graph, higher minus lower, that is higher minus lower, higher is TB, lower is T naught B. To we know that T naught B pure is 100 degrees Celsius or 373.15 Kelvin. This is what we know. If we know this and if we get this, then this will be the boiling point of the solution, and that is what is asked in the problem. If you see over here, the boiling pot, at what temperature will this solution will boil, right? So this is what we need to find. So therefore we need to find a delta TB. So I'll use this formula delta TB. Now you have to be very careful over here, right? Because of some reason, I'll tell you, that is KB given is 0.52 Kelvin kilogram per mole. This is what the unit of this is given, right? Now next is WB, weight of the solute. Okay, weight of the solute is, how much is the weight of the solute given? Just give me a second. Weight of the solute is given to be 18 gram. I'll write here, this is to be 18 gram. Then weight of the solvent is given to be 1 kg. Okay, it is given to be dissolved in 1 kg of water. So it is given 1 kg, right? Then MB, molar mass of the solute. Molar mass is glucose, and in the last example, we calculated it to be 180 grams per mole. Now you must be thinking like this is in grams and this is grams per mole. Do we need to convert this weight of the solvent from kg to grams? So it's very simple. If you are writing this in grams, then there is a need to multiply this 1000. Remember this. When you are writing the weight of solvent, what is molality? Number of moles of solute upon mass of solvent in kg, right? So when you are writing this in gram, that time this 1000 is important. Mean together it makes in kg. Okay, if you are writing this in directly kg, there is no need to multiply this 1000. Okay, it is so simple. So here I will just do this delta TB. KB is 0.52. Okay, let's take the care of unit little later. I'll write this to be as it is 0.52, 0.52, right? Weight of the solute is 18 grams I have taken. And this 1000 I am writing when weight of the solvent I will be taking in grams. Means what will be how many grams it is? 1000 kg is equal to 1000 grams, right? So 1000 grams. Now that time this will cancel. Both the things will cancel in this problem, I mean. But you are taking that itself in kg. There is no need to multiply this 1000, right? So here this will be like I have multiplied, I have converted. That's why I have written this 1000. Means it is making this unit is in kg. Okay, means okay, let us solve this. Since I have converted this to gram, it is in kg. So what will be the MB? MB is molar mass of the solute, that is 180 grams per mole. Directly, if you see that this and this will get cancelled, right? And what will remain is 0.52 into 18 upon 180. So if you do this calculation, 0.52 into 10 raised to minus 1, that is 0.052 Kelvin. Okay, this is the elevation in the boiling point delta TB by adding of small amount of the solute. Now think about the units. Units of this delta TB. K was Kelvin kilogram per mole. This was the unit of a KB, right? WB, that is it is in grams, right? 1000 doesn't have unit. Now, what was the unit of this? What was the unit of this? Now we have to multiply this 1000 only when we are taking the lower weight to be 1000, right? But together, actually, it is 1 kg. It is as good as writing 1 kg. Uh, when you are writing this to be 1 kg, let's write this to be 1 kg. That time you are not writing this 1000. Remember. So I'll write it again here to be 1 kg. Means I have written this to be 1 kg. Does it make difference writing 1 kg and 1000 by 1000? No, it doesn't make any difference. So this is next is this grams per mole. The units are going to get cancelled this way. Grams per mole, grams, kg and kg. So delta TB, the unit is Kelvin. Okay, the unit is Kelvin. Okay, that is the thing. So delta TB is equal to 0.052 Kelvin. Now, what was delta TB? It was TB minus T naught B, elevation in the boiling point to be 0.052. TB is what? TB is the boiling point of solvent, and this is the boiling point of solution, right? Sorry, T naught B. T naught B is the boiling point of the solution because it is higher value, and this is the boiling point of the solvent. T naught means TB is greater than T naught B. How much it was the in the given value in the problem, there is a given value, it is uh, 373.15 Kelvin. Sorry, that is what we need to find. TB we need to find of the solution. This was 373.15 Kelvin, which is equal to 0.052. Therefore, TB is equal to what? 0.052 plus 373. 3.15. Therefore, delta TB will be is equal to what? If we add this, delta TB, that is 373.20 Kelvin. This is the boiling point of the solution. This is the boiling point of solution.